What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. In this video, we will be taking a look at some loadouts and strategies to use to beat the Concealed Void Lost Sector on Legend difficulty. To do this, the first thing you need to know is the modifiers for this Lost Sector. This is a Fallen Lost Sector, so you have Anti-Barrier Servitors and Overload Captains. The modifier is Arachno, meaning Vandals spawn a web mine at their feet when defeated. The burn is Solar, and this Lost Sector features the Rainbow for shields. So if you're a lower light, you will need Arc, Void, and Solar, but if you're a bit higher light, then you can get away with basically whatever you want. And because of the burn, you should definitely run Solar. Now let's get on to the first build. The first build I want to feature is on the Titan. For this build, we are on Middle Tree Solar, the code of the Devastator. We have Fusion Grenades so that we can easily apply the seasonal artifact mod Withering Heat, which debuffs champions when you damage them with a solar ability. So in this case, my hammer or fusion grenade. We are running a Charge with Light build featuring Charged Up to hold 3 stacks of Charge with Light, Stacks on Stacks to gain 2 charges of light every time we become charged, Taking Charge to gain charges when we pick up Orbs of Power, and Shield Break Charge to gain Charge with Light when we break a shield. And to take advantage of this, we have Argent Ordnance so that our rockets will do 20% more damage. And we're using a Solar Hezin Vengeance with Vorpal Weapon. Because of the burn, this rocket will hit very hard, as you will see. For our other weapons, we have an Overload Bow in the kinetic slot in the Accrued Redemption, and Ariana's Vow for dealing with barrier servitors. The last piece of the puzzle is the exotic arms Syntheseps, which has the exotic perk Biotic Enhancements, which improves melee and super damage when surrounded. When stacked with 3 times Roaring Flames from the subclass tree, this will make our super do a ton of damage to the boss. That is enough for the build, let's get into the run. So the reason I wanted to showcase this run first is because this is the type of loadout you want to use if you are at light. Obviously I am 27 light above recommended power, so I can delete enemies pretty easily. But if you are low light, I would recommend these weapons for sure. Ariana's is always an all-star, but especially this season when we only have Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle. And with this Lost Sector being Solar Burn, it just becomes that much better. If you don't have a God Roll Hezin Vengeance, then you can easily get the Ascendancy Rocket Launcher this season, which is arguably better. So you could substitute that in. And lastly, you just need a good kinetic bow for dealing with overloads. As you can see in the background gameplay, Withering Heat is overkill on these champions. But like I said, I wanted to showcase a build that people could run at lower light. The only real hiccup in this Lost Sector can be the captain on the platform. This guy has been bugged since Beyond Light launch and will not stay overloaded. If you cannot take him out quickly, then you will want to stun him over and over with your bow until he finally dies. At the boss room, you want to kill all the Vandals with your hammer to stack Roaring Flames times 3, as this will allow your super to do much more damage. And though I make this look difficult because I can't aim, This has never been easier to do thanks to the melee keybind changes. And then I just shoot a rocket and wait a bit to pop my super, just so that the adds can spawn and proc biotic enhancements on the Syntheseps. This adds yet another damage buff, and you can see just how easily it takes out the boss. And that is it for the run. You don't have to kill all the adds if you don't want. All you have to do is grab the chest and you are done. No more champions spawn, so you'll get a platinum clear. Now that you have seen a full run on the Titan, let's check out the next build. The next build is on the Hunter, and it is the Season of the Lost special. DMG coined this season the Season of the Voop, and this build takes full advantage of that. First off, we are on Bottom Tree Golden Gun, Way of the Sharpshooter. We have the exotic helmet Celestial Nighthawk to turn our Golden Gun into a single high damaging shot. We are once again running a Charge with Light build. We have Shield Break Charge and Stacks on Stacks. But then we have the Arc mod Quick Charge, which allows us to become Charged with Light by rapidly defeating enemies with a fusion rifle. And this is made super easy with the exotic primary fusion rifle Vex Mythoclast, so we are always Charged with Light. We also have High Energy Fire so that we are always doing 20% more damage, as well as Protective Light just for survivability. And just to make Vex even stronger, we have Particle Deconstruction from the Artifact mod. This debuffs enemies to fusion rifle damage by up to 40% when you shoot them 5 times with a fusion rifle. And this can be done very quickly with Vex. And then once again we have a kinetic bow with Overload Bow, and then the Corsair's Wrath Solar Linear Fusion Rifle. That is it for the build. Let's check out the run. So as you can tell, we don't have an anti-barrier weapon on, but between Solar Burn and Particle Deconstruction, we seriously don't even need it. Just apply Particle Deconstruction with Vex, and then blow away the champion with the Linear Fusion Rifle. Once you get to the boss, simply pop your Goldie on him, and then take him down the rest of the way with your solar weapons. Grab the chest, and you are done. Now, onto the final build. For this build, we are on Bottom Tree Dawnblade, Attunement of Flame. We have the exotic helmet Dawn Chorus on to allow our Dawnblade to do more damage to enemies affected by burn. It also allows your burn effects to last longer, and you get melee energy when your burn damages a target. For this build, we have Taking Charge and 3 Argent Ordnance mods. These actually stack, which allows our rocket to hit for 35% more damage. On top of that, we have the Ascendancy rocket launcher, which has explosive light, which makes it do even more damage when we pick up an Orb of Power. We have the exotic solar bow Tiku's Divination for stunning Overload champs, and then a grenade launcher with blinding grenades. But I rarely use this, and if you are a lower light, then I would definitely recommend a kinetic auto rifle with anti-barrier auto. Lastly, we once again have Withering Heat to debuff the champions with our solar abilities. That is it for the build. Let's check out the run. When I went into this run, I was wanting to burn the boss with my super, the same way we demolished the boss with the Titan. However, after watching the footage back, I noted a couple things. This boss, being a captain, really likes to warp a lot. Because of this, I miss a couple Dawnblade throws, and this really sucks. But, being on bottom tree, you also get your super back when you get kills. So my advice to you would be to tick the boss down with 4 or 5 rockets, and then a lot of adds will be in the room, and more will spawn because his health is low. That is when you want to pop your super. Supers will go through the barrier immunity, allowing you to clear out all the adds. And with what is left from your super, you can finish off the boss. I have a bit of a cleaner boss room on another run, which I will show you after this run so that you can see how effectively your Dawnblade can clear the room. But that is going to do it for the video. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, then a like would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I have some good builds for tomorrow's Lost Sectors as well, so be sure to check that out. Happy exotic farming, Guardians, and take care.